Okay, so we're going to do 19.10. So this is basically a Connaught game, however, in a sequential mode where one firm is going to know what the other firm is going to respond to its choice. Okay, so basically a sequential game, and so therefore we call this quantity competition game is a stackable game, because this is the game where one firm is going to be able to observe the action chosen by the other firm and then make a decision based on that. Okay. So we are given a demand, the market demand P equal 150 minus QF minus QB minus QA. Marginal cost for the two firms are 30. So part I asking you assume that firm A has chosen output QA. So write that expression for the profit that firm B is going to make and calculate a profit maximizing choice as a function of QA. Okay. So firm A is going to be the one who's moving first and making a decision first, and firm B is going to be choosing its quantity based on the quantity chosen by firm A. Okay, so given that, so QA is the quantity chosen by firm A, how is the firm B is going to respond to that? Okay, so we would like to write down the best response function for firm B in order for firm B to be maximizing firm B's profit. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in part A over here. Okay, so given that firm A, okay, so it's already chose QA, then okay, so then the profit for firm B is going to choose quantity QA. Okay, so quantity QB. So let QB, okay, be the quantity, okay, chosen by firm B. Okay, so the firm B's profit is going to be equal to the price that firm B is going, the price in the market, okay, minus the cost for the firm, which you see in this case. Now again, remember, we're only applying this formula, so we know that the profit is total revenue minus total cost, okay? The total revenue for firm B minus total cost for firm B. Now, total revenue is just going to be the price in the market multiplied by the quantity QB that the firm is going to produce. Total cost for the firm is going to be the average cost for firm B multiplied by the quantity QB. Okay? Now, in this case, because the marginal cost is constant, which is equal to 30, so therefore, average cost is going to be equal to the marginal cost. Okay? So that is going to be equal to P minus average cost times QB, and in this case, average cost is C. Okay. Now this is only true when the marginal cost is constant. Again, I've been saying this many times. Okay. If we have a different marginal cost which is not constant, then average cost is not going to be the same as the marginal cost. Okay. Only because marginal cost is constant. Okay, so because marginal cost is constant. Okay, and that equals to 30, right? So now we know that K is given by the function 150 minus QI minus QB, okay? And minus C, which is 30 times QB. So if I simplify this, I get 120 minus QI minus QB times QB, okay? And so that will give me 120 QB minus QI times QB minus QB squared, all right? So this is the profit function of the profit function for firm B. Calculate the profit maximizing choice. So firm B is going to maximize profit by choosing the quantity such that the first derivative is going to be equal to 0. Basically, we try to find a maximum point. Okay. So the first order condition is where we differentiate a profit function with respect to QB and we make it equal to 0. Just try to find the maximum form. Okay. So when you differentiate this, I'll get 120 minus QA. Remember, if I differentiate with respect to QB, I'm treating QA as constant. Okay. This is just the quantity chosen by firm A, which is basically a constant to firm B. Firm B has no control over it. Okay. So what firm B can do is choose the quantity QB, but it has no control over QA. So basically, the firm is treating QA as a constant. So when you differentiate with respect to QB, you get the constant in front, which is QA. And I get 2QB. Okay, and I want to make that equal to 0. So that is going to give me, so if I'm solving this equation for QB, I'll get 2QB equal to 120 minus QA. And so therefore, QB is 60 minus half of QA. Okay, so this is the quantity that firm B is going to choose. So I'll put a star over here. Sorry. To maximize firm B's profit, okay, in terms of QA. So whatever, so this is called a best response function. Okay, for firm B. All right, so whatever firm A is choosing, which is QA over here, this is how much firm B is going to choose in order to maximize firm B's profit. Okay. So part B asking you to assume that firm A is able to predict how firm B will respond to its choice. So basically, firm A is able to see this equation. Okay. So firm A knows that if I choose QA, firm B is going to react by following this equation over here. Firm B is going to choose its output QB following this equation. Okay. Then how much should I choose in order to maximize my firm's profit? Firm A is going to be choosing QA knowing this equation, okay? Knowing that firm B is going to follow this equation. Whatever I choose, firm B is going to choose QB following this function over here. So knowing that information, I should take that into account when I try to choose my QA to maximize my firm's profit, okay? So, okay, so I'll say firm A knows that firm B will choose, okay, QB star such that QB star is equal to 60 minus half of QA, okay? So therefore, firm A again, we're trying to maximize firm A's profit, okay, by choosing QA. Maximize firm A's profit. Now again, firm A's profit is just the total revenue minus the total cost for the firm. And very similar to before, it's just going to be the price minus the marginal cost multiplied by the quantity QA chosen by firm A. Okay. Okay, so the price given by a demand function 150 minus QA minus QB. And the marginal cost is 30, so times QA. Okay. Now, so firm A knows that firm B is going to choose the quantity QB following this equation. So we will be able to substitute this into the profit function for the firm. Okay, so I got 150 minus QA, and firm know that QB is going to be equal to 60 minus half of QA. Okay, and minus 30 times QA. So if I simplify this, expand the bracket, I got 150 minus 60, which is 90, and minus 30, which is 60 left, okay? So negative QA minus become plus half of QA. It's going to give me negative half of QA times QA, and so that is 60 QA minus half of QA squared, okay? So I got an expression for firm A's profit with now QB in it because I already substitute QB away. Okay, and so therefore calculate firm A's profit maximizing choice. So again, we just have to find a first order condition where we differentiate the profit with respect to QA and make it equal to 0. Okay, So if I do that, I get 60 minus half times 2 QA, and I make it equal to 0. So I get 60 minus QA equal to 0. And so therefore QA is equal to 60. Now put a star there to indicate this is the optimal quantity that firm A is going to choose to maximize firm A's profit. Now, how do I know this is the maximum point? If anyone wants to find a second derivative, you are very welcome to do that. So if I differentiate the first derivative again with respect to QA, so this is the first derivative, okay? Now if I differentiate this again, 60 will disappear, negative QA, if I differentiate with respect to QA, I get -1, which is smaller than 0, okay, for every QA. So I know that the point I found, the stationary point I found over there, QA star equal to 60, is basically a global maximum, okay? So, so basically it's a maximum point. Right, so therefore I confirm that firm A is going to produce QA equal to 60, and if I sub that back into the equation for QB star, I get 60 minus half of QA star, and so 60 minus half of 60, that's going to be 30. Okay, so firm A is producing 60 units of output, and firm B is producing 30 units of output.